Okay, imagine this. You're standing at the very end of time, ready to present your life's work. You feel pretty good about it, right? But then you hear a verdict that just flips everything on its head. Today, we're going to explore a truly shocking judgment from Jesus that's waiting for certain people. And trust me, it's probably not who you think. It all boils down to just two specific words from Jesus. A final, absolutely devastating verdict. So what are they? We're about to uncover them and really get into why they are so unbelievably terrifying. Now, this judgment isn't your typical good guys versus bad guys story. What makes it so stunning, so unexpected, is who is actually on trial here. See, the people facing this verdict, they aren't the obvious sinners. They're not atheists or criminals or people who openly rejected faith. No, these are the religious insiders, the people who publicly, actively identified as followers of Jesus. They look the part, they absolutely talk the talk, but they're about to face a confrontation they never saw coming. And this brings us to this huge, crucial theme, what you might call the great deception. It's this idea that really impressive religious acts, the stuff we might see as solid proof of true faith, can actually be incredibly misleading. I mean, these people show up with a pretty powerful resume. They're going to say, "Lord, Lord, didn't we prophesy in your name? Didn't we cast out demons and perform all sorts of miracles in your name?" You look at that on paper and wow, they look like absolute spiritual giants. And this gets to the heart of the conflict. On the outside, a life that looks completely and totally devoted. We're talking miracles, prophecies, all the good deeds. It's a flawless public performance. But the inner reality, it's a total disconnect. It's a life that Jesus says is completely unknown to him. So that leads to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? If they were doing all these powerful, amazing, seemingly God-honoring things in his name, why on earth would they be rejected? What could possibly be missing from a spiritual resume that impressive? And that brings us right to the climax of this whole encounter. After they present their long list of incredible deeds, Jesus delivers the final, unchangeable verdict. Listen closely, because this is the moment. This is where their entire world shatters. Depart from me. Those are the two terrifying words. There's no appeal, there's no discussion, it's just a final, absolute command of separation. All of their accomplishments, all that public piety, just erased in a single moment. And right after that command, he gives the reason, which is honestly even more devastating. He says, "I never knew you." Think about that. It wasn't that he knew them once and they fell away. It was that the connection was never there to begin with. Their entire religious life was a house built on sand, without the most fundamental piece, a real relationship. So this shocking verdict just forces us to ask a really critical question. If miracles and prophesying and all that stuff isn't enough, then what on earth truly matters? Well, the entire judgment hangs on this one single concept, knowing God. And not just knowing about him, but a deep, personal, intimate relationship. It's a connection that's built on love and submission, not a checklist of religious things you do for an audience. So we can kind of break down the true test into three simple points. Number one, it's not about how well you perform religious stuff. Number two, it's not about what other people think of your faith. And number three, the only thing that actually matters is the reality of that personal, internal relationship with God. Which brings us to the most crucial point of all. The final test, the ultimate measure of a life of faith, isn't about the list of things we've done for God. It's about something so much deeper. Do we actually, truly know God? Is there a real, living relationship at the very core of it all? And that leaves us with a really challenging question to reflect on, one that cuts through all the noise and all the activity. When I look at my own life, is my faith ultimately defined by the things I do, my outward performance? Or is it defined by the person I know,